So, the new WNBA ratings are out. The player ratings for NBA 2K27 are out. And Caitlin Clark is out here at number 2. Do I think she's the second best player in the world? Yeah. I do. She is tied. She's fourth in the league in scoring. She's second in assists. If she wasn't on a minutes restriction, she'd be second and first. If her minutes were even up to 32 a game on average, she would be second and first, second in points, and first in assists. And defensively, she's not been good. She's not been horrifically awful. There's been much worse defenders in the league than Caitlin Clark. But again, she hasn't been she hasn't been a good defender, but again, she's not been an awful defender. And I'm okay with Asia being one. My guess is the fee is probably somewhere in there, like 90, 96, 97. But I think the biggest rise this year and last year is Natasha Howard. Shout out Natasha Howard for getting yourself up to 91. Shout out Tash Howard. And also, I don't think people realize this as well, that they have done one thing that is very interesting. So, Olivia Miles at 93, I think is a fair rating. She is the highest ever rookie in 2K history. And I can tell you that for a fact, as somebody who has played every single 2K game ever, in recent years. Back in the day, in July, August, I used to stream myself playing all the old 2K games. And I would always go over the rosters and stuff. I've played every single 2K game ever. And I can tell you that for a fact. It was my job in 2K. 2K20 was the first time rookies were in WNBA games. Breanna didn't walk in at 93. Neither did Jackie Young in 2K20. 2K21 or 2K22, definitely none of those 2021 rookies walked out at 93. Ryan didn't, Aaliyah didn't, Caitlin was in at 90. And by the way, they gave Caitlin and Angel Reese the same rating for 2K20, which was 2K25, which was hilarious. And then first update of players, which was like a week into the game, Caitlin Clark went to 95. But Caitlin Clark was 96 last year. And based on this year, I'm actually okay with her going up to 97. If you know how ratings work with 2K, it is what it is. A'ja Wilson at number 1. No complaints there. No complaints there at all, the way A'ja's been playing this season. I don't think the MVP is a done deal. A'ja Wilson's clearly leading the MVP race, though. She's very clearly. She's gone in. We are 2/3 into the season. It's she's leading going into the final day. But it's far from over. It is far, far, far from over. But yeah, look, it is a interesting one. But I think for Olivia Miles being the Olivia Miles being number 2 being number 5 and the highest rookie ever is big. And for everyone being like, oh, Caitlin's too high, she's the cover athlete. 2K always. If Caitlin was 3 behind Stewie, it is what it is. If Caitlin was tied with Paige, it is what it is. I don't think, if you know the way 2K ratings work, and the way 2K works as well, they will give the benefit of the doubt to the cover athletes. And in fairness, it probably means she's going to be in the My Team game mode as well. The likelihood is that you're going to get a free Caitlin Clark card when you boot up the My Team game mode, which is, again, the game mode that used to be my job. Hence, you can see a Jersey 2K gift to me back in the day before 2K began to hate my guts. But yeah, it is kind of a big deal. And the funny thing is that all the culture wars are talking about the 2K cover, and they don't realize that even all the 2K fans that are known 2K, they're like, oh my God, this is a massive deal. Or this is mad that Caitlin Clark is a deluxe edition cover and not just a WNBA alternate cover. And then it was so funny. I tweeted out and was like, she's the first ever person to be on a full edition and not just a WNBA alternate cover. And the amount of people that were like, you're wrong, look at this, is like, why do you even lie? And I'm like, and it literally was just like, well, no, you can see it says WNBA edition, which is not a real edition of the game. It's the regular edition. You get the same pre-order thing. It's just a different cover art. And it's not global. It's only available in the United States. And then, someone was just like, oh, what is your source for this? I was like, source. I literally played this game for a living for a decade and was on one of the marketing calls when they were initially releasing the WNBA cover in 2021. Like, that was my source. But yeah, it's one of those things now with these ratings that I don't necessarily hate the ratings too much. Like, I think are we looking at like reasonable human being ratings right here? As in age of number 1, you're seeing Angel Reese probably where she belongs, as like the 13th best player in the league. Same rating as Aaliyah Boston. Yeah, you know what? Based on how Angel Reese has been, yeah, cool. Jess Shepard at the same, yeah, cool. Citron at 88, a little bit of a half a tier below. With Malonga at 88, I do think Malonga. The thing with Malonga is I still think there's a lot of projection when it comes to Malonga, because I don't think that Malonga. I know she made the All-Star game this year, but I'm like, she made the All-Star game over Kayla McBride. I know they don't play the same positions, but like, you can have wild cards. She made the All-Star game over Kayla McBride. Like, I think the current 2025 version of Malonga, I think Malonga might be the greatest ever. I think current 2025 version of Malonga might be overrated. But still. Kiki Sonia, fair enough. John Qual, 88. Yeah, I'm okay with that one. I really am okay with that one. And look, at the end of the day, I think a lot of people are going to be okay with some of the 2K ratings. Some people are going to be really upset with it. And yeah, Caitlin Clark is numero dos, listed as the second best player in the in the WNBA right now. And whether you agree with that or not, she's not far off. Like, there is an argument. You can make the argument. I don't think Kelsey Plum's been there long enough. I think you can make the argument Paige or Stewie, but that's it. If you go, like, we need to see what Fee's like after injury. She looked brilliant in her first game. But like, Aja, yeah, sure. Aja, it's hard to make the argument that Caitlin's better than Aja. If Fee is back to her best, it's hard to make that argument. But like, I think outside of Stewie, Paige, and if you think that Olivia Miles is going to continue to improve, it's hard to argue anyone else better than Caitlin, in good faith anyway. But anyway, see you guys.